Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's episode of the Raw Rewind. Now, this is not about Raw, it's about this. I beat this. This was a great game. You guys want to play a great game? There's only one downside to it. It is a little short, but it was a great game. Awesome. I haven't tried multiplayer out though. I want to. Extreme Rules. I was mostly right on Extreme Rules. I only got two matches wrong. I got the Sheamus Mark Henry match, which Sheamus did make an impact. He beat the world's strongest man, I guess, so that's why he's a pushy guy. Randy Orton's a pushy guy for Payback. I will be doing Payback prediction night this Saturday before Payback. Let's talk about the Extreme Rules matches. Your pre-show match, Miz won. We all knew Miz would win. Let's see here. Let's see what all there was. The Miz won. Here we go. Your pre-show, the Miz beat Cody Rhodes with flying colors. Okay. Your United States Championship match that I said that would happen happened. Dean Ambrose won that. She'll hold all the titles. So what I said would happen with the tag team titles, happened with the tag team titles. It's that simple. Orton won because it was his hometown. Now, he did bring back the punt. Usually whenever he did the punt, it was a heel thing. Now, he didn't turn heel yet, but he is the poster guy of Payback. And if you look at that poster, his face is all cracked. Does this mean that he's going to do a something memorable kind of heel turn at Payback? And then so against who? Or in like what kind of segment? But Orton won. He RKO'd Big Show, and then he did his punt, so the punt came back. Mark Henry lost, unfortunately, and they keep calling the Big Show the world's strongest athlete. That's not what the Big Show is. The Big Show is known as the world's largest athlete. Mark Henry is known as the world's strongest man. You made Mark Henry look like a wimp in this match, especially after the match on Extreme Rules, because he was being checked out. He gets up, walks out the door. They're like, Mark, where are you going? He says, I'm going home. Made him look like a big weakling during Extreme Rules. He pulled two 55-ton tractor trailers. Okay, or well, 55,000-pound tractors, and it was ridiculous. You have this whole thing of Mark Henry looking strong, and then you make him weak. Jericho finally got his revenge on Fandango. I said Del Rio win. Swagger. This match was a weird match. I did not like how this I Quit match played out. You had Swagger winning at first because they happened to because Zeb threw in Del Rio's towel that he carries to the ring that Ricardo Rodriguez always carries with him. Ref saw it, thought that the flag that it meant that it's a give up. But here's the thing about that. JBL hates it. He says the flags don't speak. The flags actually do speak. Our flag, red, white, and blue with stars, speaks to us. It's the land of the free and the home of the brave. And by the way, with Jack Swagger, Zeb Coulter would have a field day where I work. Okay, 90-some-odd% of the people who work where I work are Spanish. He would have a field day at my job. Zeb, we the people, bud. Okay. But then they have an instant replay. They bring out a football type of move and bring in instant replay now. What the hell? There's no instant replay in wrestling. A decision is a decision. And then they reversed the decision. Well, and then they restarted the match, and Del Rio got the victory. So, the pure white flag means surrender. So yes, flags do speak, JBL. That means that you surrender if you throw in the white flag. So, I mean, Zeb Coulter threw in. That means that Swagger is done. The Swagger gives up. He quits. The same thing is like tapping out. Team Hell No, like I said, lost their tag team titles. I'm thinking that this will lead to a Daniel Bryan Kane rivalry again, like for SummerSlam again, which that's where they had their match. They wanted to tear each other apart. They had anger management, and that's what led up to them being the tag team champions of the world at Night Champions last year. Unfortunately, Triple H lost, but the cool thing is they debuted a new steel cage match. 2K, talking to you guys, put this new steel cage match in. Put this new steel cage design in. It looked pretty cool. It looks. If you guys haven't seen it, go look at pictures of it. It looks pretty cool. The WWE title match now. This one went to a no contest, and Ryback was dominating for most of this match. Okay, Ryback was dominant for a good bit of the match. I was on that stupid WWE chat thing, and Howard Finkel was giving us updates here and there, telling us like, oh, what's happening and all this, but this went to no contest, so technically John Cena still won because he still holds the title. John Cena was not on Raw today, so let's get on with the Raw. Tonight you start off with Raw with an ambulance driving in, and this thing was driving in like a bat out of hell. Who was in the ambulance? It happened to be Ryback. Ryback comes out in the ambulance, and he's got a microphone. And Ryback suddenly gets on top of the ambulance, and he's kind of just pacing around on top of the ambulance, and he made a match. He said that he wanted a match against John Cena at Payback. And what Payback is looking like is a new type of Extreme Rules type of match, or something like that, because it's an ambulance match. Ryback wants, like I said, an ambulance match at the new pay-per-view Payback. So concept not really being put into play here so far. I mean, the only one that looks like Payback that's going to happen is probably the AJ Caitlyn match, if that happens at Payback. And it would be a good one to do Triple H and Brock Lesnar again, but they're saying that the rivalry's over, so that means that Brock Lesnar would be going up against Randy Orton now. And WWE is wanting to do Ryback versus Big Show at WrestleMania, so look forward to those two. Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton, and Ryback and Big Show, one at WrestleMania, one at SummerSlam. So you started the night off with a tag team match, and this was a pretty interesting tag team match. You had Fandango and Wade Barrett, and like I said, I'll tell you guys these as they come out. Whoever comes out first gets written down first, and that's what I say first. You had Fandango and Wade Barrett come out, and they went up against Jericho and the returning Miz, who returned last night at Extreme Rules and got the win. Wade Barrett debuted a new theme song. I don't know what it's called, but he debuted it. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. It sounds pretty interesting. It sounds better than his old one. His old one was just retarded. It just sounded stupid. It's kind of like Otunga's. Otunga sounds stupid, which where's Otunga? He's doing court stuff. So that's where Otunga is. He's like one of those cameo guys in movies. He'll show up, and then you'll have to leave for a little bit and come back whenever you can. Miz was about to do the figure four leg lock in this match, and as he was about to do the figure four leg lock, Fandango gets off the apron, and he grabs the mic and he introduces himself. He says, "I'm Fandango," and his music hits, and he starts dancing with Summer Rae. And this was going on for the rest of the match. It basically turned into a handicap match after he started dancing. How it ended was Jericho came in, he hit the codebreaker, tags in Miz. Miz does the figure four leg lock, and that was it. Wade Barrett was done. Main event, Sin Cara is getting a Intercontinental title match against Wade Barrett. I don't think Sin Cara is winning this because Miz has a return Intercontinental Championship match against Wade Barrett. So that tells you that might be another match at Payback, like the pre-show or something. I'm guaranteeing. I'm willing to bet Sin Cara loses, and they're going to make that match at Payback because it's been going on since before WrestleMania. So after the match, The Miz and Jericho see Fandango dancing, and they get out of the ring and they corner. They kind of surround him in front of the announce table. Well, Fandango's like, oh crap, and he lets go Samurai. Samurai's just standing there, and Fandango runs off, and he actually knocks the dude over. So don't be all at all surprised if someone says, oh, I'm gonna sue Fandango for knocking me down while running away, or I'm gonna sue WWE for letting him do that. Don't be at all surprised if this guy does it. The same guy did it when CM Punk attacked someone, when CM Punk like nailed a guy in the face because Punk has no idea who's behind him, and I will tell you guys something that you guys might want to hear at the end of the show. Okay. Anyway, they cornered Fandango, and Jericho was held his hand out to dance with Samurai, but then he's like, I got you, because he said he wasn't going to do it anymore. He said he wasn't going to do scorecards or dancing or any of that anymore. After the match, Vicky comes out and makes a match for the app. You go on the app, which I've got, and you make your match, or you pick like the stipulation of the opponent. It was an opponent for Jack Swagger. It was either the Great Khali, R-Truth, or Randy Orton, and just by those three guys, without even voting, you could tell probably who won. Daniel Bryan, you then saw Daniel Bryan in the locker room, and he was mad about losing the tag team titles. Kane enters, and they talk about their lost to Extreme Rules to Reigns and Rollins, and Kane mentions a rematch. So does this mean at WWE Payback that there's going to be a rematch from this? And if so, Team Hell No is not winning. Team Hell No will not be winning their titles back against the Shield, that is. When the Shield does happen to lose, because you're not going to hold the title forever, when the Shield does happen to lose, I think the Shield will be done. And then, at one point, they're arguing, and then you see Kofi Kingston jump in the middle and break it up, which that represents your six-man tag team match for later on the night. It was Team Hell No and Kofi Kingston versus the Shield. Well, after that you had a match. It was not that big of a match. It was Sheamus versus Titus O'Neil. What are you doing? You were this close after Extreme Rules, and you had a crappy match like that. All night long they were advertising. Paul Heyman bringing in his third client, and he did. But who it was makes me so mad, because I found something online that's actually kind of interesting. Paul Heyman did reveal his third client, and here's what I found. There was supposed to be a return today, but they didn't do it. They might be pushing it till next week, or they might not even bring this guy back in at all. But I like this guy. He was in TNA recently, so according to Tampa Bay radio station 102.5, they confirmed it. I didn't get the radio station. I will tell you guys who was supposed to return at the end. Well, Paul Heyman was talking about how Brock Lesnar beat Triple H at Extreme Rules, and he introduces his third guy. And who is it? It's a guy named Kurt Axel. Who's Kurt Axel? Kurt Axel used to be the guy we all know as Michael McGillicuddy. Really? I really wish it was this other guy more than Michael McGillicuddy, because this other guy used to be Extreme. He was in ECW. He was an ECW champion. He is a former WWE champion. You guys might not even know who it is, because that could be anyone. That could be the Big Show. Because Big Show was the WWE champion and the ECW champion. but it's Kurt Axel, also formerly known as Kurt Hennig. Well, they're talking about Triple H, and all of a sudden you hear Triple H come out. He comes out and says, "You know what? I'm sick and tired of this." He interferes and talks about his loss at Extreme Rules, and says he wants to beat up Paul Heyman, and then Michael McGillicuddy, Kurt Axel, whatever you want to call him, steps in front and he says, "You wanna touch Paul Heyman, you go through me." So what Triple H does is he slaps him in the face, knocks him on his ass, and he says, "Okay, how about this? You and me in the match tonight, and I'll kick your ass first, and I'll kick your ass." It's that simple. So Triple H will be in a match on Raw, and it just so happened to be the main event. You then had Alberto Del Rio versus Big E Langston. This match, again, was not that big. You had really no big matches during this, except for your six-man tag match and I guess you could say your main event. But I love the six-man tag match. Even though Kofi Kingston was in it, I liked the six-man tag match. It was good. It wasn't as good as the Brothers of Destruction one, but it was good. You then, like I said, have Alberto Del Rio versus Big E Langston. Del Rio constantly at the beginning of the match tried to put Big E Langston in the cross armbreaker, but Big E Langston showed his strength, and I think Big E Langston is going to be the next Mark Henry. Because if you look at these guys, they remind you of guys of the past. Like I said, Roman Reigns reminds you of the next Edge. What was Edge's first title he won? Edge's first title was the tag team titles. I said that Dean Ambrose reminds me of the next, like Randy Orton or John Cena. John Cena's first title he won was the United States Championship. It was not the WWE Championship, it was the United States Championship. Where did he win it? He won it at WrestleMania 20 against The Big Show. He goes on to WrestleMania 21 and wins the WWE title against JBL, so that tells you something. What it's looking like is a John Cena meets Edge and Christian type of thing. So, I don't know. I just want your guys' opinion. I get no comments, so I need some opinions here. At one point, Del Rio's slapped on the cross arm breaker. He tried to do it on the apron, and Big E Langston pulls him down and smacks him against the turnbuckle. So, how this match ended. Big E Langston, the big ending, after he poked Del Rio in the eye after that spit bucket distraction by AJ. AJ takes the spit bucket, throws it in the ring. Referee sees it, takes it out of the ring. Big E Langston pokes Del Rio in the eye, gets the big ending, gets the 1, 2, 3. Then right after that, you had your Divas match of the night. You had AJ Lee versus Layla. And at Extreme Rules, apparently a cat fight broke out, and they showed it. And this is something it was weird to me. Okay, at Extreme Rules, like I said, there was a cat fight broke out between Caitlyn and AJ. I guess getting ready for their payback or for their Divas match. But you see three legs back behind the Divas after they start fighting. You know two of them are the Bellas. Who's the other one? You can't really tell who the other one is, but you see a banana. Who's holding the banana? The only diva right now in the WWE who looks like a monkey anyway, that's Tamina Snuka. She flies like a monkey. Ooh, Superfly Splash. Superfly Snuka was a good person, but they look like monkeys to me. I guess she's eating her native fruit. I don't know. But how this match ended, AJ Lee did her signature submission move, which is now the Black Widow. I said she reminds me of a Trish. Not so much anymore. She reminds me more of a Victoria, but the face of the Divas division, Victoria. She's got these spider names now, and she's crazy. Victoria was crazy too. Then you had a useless match. There was several useless matches. Cody Rhodes versus Zack Ryder. The disaster kick is what ended this match, and after the match, Ryback comes out, beats the living crap out of Ryder. He did his meat hammer, his meat hook, clothesline. He power bombed him. He shell shocked him. Takes him out, throws him out of the ring, grabs him, and throws him in the back of the ambulance, and the ambulance drives off. And then you had your six-man tag team match. Like I said, this match was actually pretty good. Daniel Bryan was pissed the whole night because he kept being called the weak link of the Team Hell No, which he pretty much was. He was the reason why they lost at Extreme Rules. Well, you had the Shield come out first, and they were the new champions. You had Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins sporting their tag team titles, and you had Dean Ambrose sporting his United States title. Much deserved to these three. I like these three as champion. They deserved it. Ambrose, before the match even started, Ambrose says that The Rock, Taker, Cena, and Ryback became weak from all the Shield's attack, and they were. They became weak. They're saying that the reason that The Rock had this injury at WrestleMania was because of what the Shield did to him. They said that the reason Ryback snapped is because of what we did to him. He snapped and now he's gone berserk. You'll never see Undertaker again because of what the Shield did to him. John Cena, the reason he got hurt being speared through the Titantron area was because the Shield and powerbomb. Not really, but just because of the spear that Ryback did, that would hurt me too. I'm sure it would hurt you guys. You guys can't deny that. Seth Rollins, he has got the most aggravating voice of the entire Shield group. If there's one person I don't like in the Shield group, it's Reigns, just because of his voice. Yeah, you're the weak link. Yeah. I mean, he's the guy who you always hear talking during the Shield tag team matches when they're on the apron. Not in a tornado match, on it. Like whenever they have to tag it in and out, and just a normal tag team match, he's the guy who's always talking on the apron. That voice has got to go. He needs to get his voice fixed for something. Well, who lost this match? Kane actually lost this match for the team. Almost the same way that Team Hell No lost it at Extreme Rules, but here's what happened. Kane, Dean Ambrose actually went up. Kane did his little thrust. Kane had Reigns in the choke slam, or in the choke, and and Rollins saw it, did his little finisher flying knee drop, whatever it's called, and Roman Reigns got the spear. Hence why I think he's like the next Edge, because they need a new Edge. You can't really replace Edge, but you need a new Edge type of guy. And that's how they won the match. The spear to Kane, and the match is over. Well, then you had your Swagger match. Swagger versus who? Khali, R-Truth, or Randy Orton. You're in Kansas City, Missouri, so you could kind of tell who would win this match. Randy Orton from St. Louis, Missouri, where they were at Extreme Rules. So Randy Orton won this by a landslide. The other two guys got 12% for Khali, 9% for R-Truth. I mean, 79% of the votes were for Randy Orton. Landslide. Orton won this match just by an RKO. He injured his foot while he said that he injured his foot while kicking Big Show in the face. It's a 500-pound guy. It's a big head. Yeah. It's like trying to kick a cylinder block, I'm sure. But Extreme Rules, we saw, like I said, the return of the punt kick. Now, is this a possible heel turn at Payback? Because if you look at the poster, he is on the poster, and he might do it there, and he might heel turn because the glass is broken for Payback, and it's on Randy Orton's face. And he's got the smirk, kind of like a Joker type of smirk, or a Two-Face type of smirk, and it could be very well a heel turn at Payback. He's been wanting a heel turn for months. Ever since he returned, he wanted a heel turn. They were going to give it to him at WrestleMania, but they didn't. So WWE writers said that we'll give you a heel turn sometime after WrestleMania, and they need to hurry up and do it. He sucks as a babyface. during the commercials after that, they actually announced a United States title rematch from Extreme Rules: Dean Ambrose versus Kofi Kingston on SmackDown. Now, I think this might be a pretty good match. Actually, I don't like Kofi Kingston, but Dean Ambrose is a great fighter. Well, then you had your main event. You had Triple H versus Curtis Axel. And near the end of the match, Triple H started acting funny because he got smashed in the jaw at Extreme Rules with the sledgehammer that he hit on top of the cage. Well, he got smashed in the jaw by Extreme Rules, and he comes into the match and he started acting funny, like near the end of it. And it was from all the shots that Michael McGill, Curtis Axel did to him, and he goes out of the ring. He even gets some water, pours on his head, drinks some of it, tries to get back in the ring, and he can't do it. He blacked out. That's what happened. Was he blacked out? And what happened after Raw went off the air is that the MTs were looking at him, and he couldn't remember anything. The only thing that he said he remembered was the day that it was, who he was wrestling. He said Michael McGillicuddy, like, yeah, but he changed his name, and he didn't even remember that he changed it, that Michael McGillicuddy got a name change. And he only remembered his entrance, and that's it. He didn't remember anything in the match. So they're probably going to play this off, and they'll probably play it off really well. Like, whether this is probably Triple H's last time we'll see Triple H wrestle, or something. Like, Triple H can't wrestle anymore because he frequently blacks out now. I mean, that would be pretty good, but that'd be the end of Triple H, and I don't want to see that happen anytime soon. But they're gonna play this off somehow. I would love to see how this plays out. Who is supposed to return it? Who I would love to see be the return, and who Tampa Bay 102.5 confirmed was supposed to return tonight, was none other than Rob Van Dam. Okay, RVD was supposed to return. He's been the ECW champion. He's been the WWE champion. RVD was even at the 2013 induction ceremony. When was the last time WWE saw RVD? That was actually at the 2009 Royal Rumble, and we didn't see him since. We didn't even see him before then until his last match. But RVD would have been the most perfect client for Paul Heyman, and I wouldn't have cared if he was heel. RVD is a great wrestler, and WWE really wants him. TNA really wants him, but he doesn't know who to go with. But apparently he told 102.5 that he has decided to go with WWE. So when will he return? And you need to make this soon. And like give him an Intercontinental title match or something. I don't know, but you need to do something with RVD, and you need to do it fast. And there is someone who is supposed to return next week. Get ready, because he is coming back. Not The Undertaker. The Undertaker, like I said, is basically dead. Who is returning? 434 days the WWE Champion is returning. And they said that they'll only bring in CM Punk over these next couple weeks, even while he's injured, for Raw for ratings. That tells you that the ratings have not been good. The SmackDown ratings were not good. They were lower than the last December's SmackDown, and that was the lowest SmackDown ever. So if it was lower than that, that tells you that SmackDown was even lower, and Raw has not had any good ratings at all recently. Ever since after some of the ones of WrestleMania, CM Punk should be returning next week. RVD needs to return, and these two could have a great match, I think. But, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for this edition of the Raw Rewind. I work Friday, but the SmackDown Rebound will be coming to you guys. Payback Prediction Night will be coming to you guys. I work, it will definitely be here. The SmackDown Rebound will definitely be here after SmackDown on Friday night. Now, I have a long day. I had a long day today. I'm going to bed. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. I am the true WWE, well, not the WWE, the true YouTube champion. I bring you stuff you guys want to hear, like RVD is supposed to return, who should be the this, that, and the other, what they're going to do. Any spoilers for Payback, I will bring them to you guys. Don't watch these other guys, watch me. Thank you guys, and I'll see you for the SmackDown Rebound.